What's going on, everyone? I'm Chris Baker.
And I'm Ty Backer.
Welcome to episode 93, live from Orlando at RoofCon. We got some other TC Backer members on the team here. We got Glenn Orr. You guys have seen him a couple times now. And we got Lauren Homko's very first episode. She's the woman behind the scenes that runs the sales force. We're going to be talking... We're going to be talking a little bit about what's going on down here. The event's going to be starting next week, so we don't really have too much information on stuff we've seen yet. A lot of the stuff's going to be happening tomorrow, but we're still going to be talking about that. We're going to talk a little bit about women in construction and how important they are. Lauren's going to have some good insight on that, from a woman's point of view. But yeah, it's great to be down here. Glad that we can pull this live. And
listen, episode 93. We are 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes away from exactly 2 years of doing this, and we were just talking earlier, right before the show here, that the show always goes on no matter what. I mean, we've been through power outages, floods, literally floods. While we were filming live, we had 3 inches of water that was flowing underneath our feet. Between generators, needing generators, the show shutting down in the middle of the show, but then firing it back up. And when we go on the road, it's very special to me, where we go live from, IRE. Today now we're in Orlando. Super excited about RoofCon and the things that we're going to take away from it. One of the biggest reasons why I wanted you guys with me is because, anywhere Jan and I go someplace, whether it be Wind the Storm or the IRE, there's always so much to learn and so much to take back from it. And it's just too much for one person. So I thought it would be a great idea to bring you guys to, help see my vision. And some of the things that I talk about in our meetings, you'll hear some of the speakers say, some of the products that I talk about. I know RoofScope's going to be here, Chris from RoofScope and his team are going to be here. We'll go live at some point with them throughout the week or weekend. You're going to meet a lot of great people, a lot of people that you see or follow on Facebook. They'll be here from Deshaun to I don't know how many people. There's at least 2,500 people attending this. I'm not even sure how many vendors. I know. I think GAF will be here. Job Nimbus will be here. RoofScope's here. All kinds of vendors, which will be really cool. There'll be a lot of, outside meetings going on, and the main stage, and just great speakers, man. Really educational, and I look forward to it. And I look forward to getting back home on our Tuesday morning meeting and going over, letting everybody know kind of like what we learned, what we went over. And just brainstorm on that and expand and grow from there. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm going to be fired up. I think we're all going to come back with some fresh ideas.
Absolutely.
And like we were talking last night, Ty, if not anything else, at least these things, when we go and we see the people talking about, this is what you guys need to be doing, this, you know what I mean, and giving suggestions, it at least lets us know that some of the things that we're doing, we're on the right path.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We are doing the right things, and the small tweaks that we can make, try this out. And that's one of the things that we pride ourselves in, is being able to, change.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We roll with the punches. If something doesn't work, we try something new.
Right.
And that's the great thing about our Tuesday meeting, having all those people in that room. That we can bounce ideas off each other, figure out if a process is working, if it's not working, do we got to change it?
Right.
So I'm just really excited, man. I'm really excited to see all the people that we follow. All these people, a lot of these people in these roofing groups and stuff, and hear him talk on daily, basically. To actually see these guys and hopefully maybe shake their hand and get on a first name basis there and really pick their brain. It's going to be cool.
Maybe introduce like you said, introduce ourselves, invite them on the show. Maybe I know David Carroll from Dope Marketing will be here. Just a lot of big names in the roofing industry will be here. A lot of big influencers. A lot of people, like you said, that we watch and follow on Facebook and learn a lot from. I know personally I learn a lot from. I'm totally excited to actually meet them face to face, and even more excited to have you guys experience this with me, because there's really no greater joy than to watch the light bulb go off in someone else.
Right.
And then take it, like I said earlier, take it back, take it home, influence everybody else. Hopefully from there it'll trickle down through. and then everybody can start seeing the vision of where we want to go. And you know, we talk about what the game plan is, or you know, our 3-month plan, our 1-year plan, our 3-year plan, or our 5-year goal. And a lot of what we're going to see this week and weekend is plays into that.
Yeah,
like a lot of that.
Yeah, you're probably going to be excited to not be the only guy with a crazy idea in the room anymore.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, right.
At least the 4 of us will be sitting there like. The 5 of us. I'm sorry, Vic.
Yeah.
The 5 of us will be sitting in there like, he's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what we need to be doing.
Yes.
So, So let's I guess get right down into it. Do we want to maybe talk about some of the women in construction?
Sure.
You know, we got a lot of females that work with TC Backer, whether it's actual employees that work in the building,
right?
Females that work with the vendors that we do business with, supporters. You know, from Diane.
Yeah, Diane.
We brought you down here with us, Diane, if you're watching.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
You know, all the girls at the YBA. Women really do play a big part, and it's not just, you know, and even some of our installers have women that are actually in the field.
Absolutely.
You know, bending metal, installing shingles. So it's a lot different nowadays, man. You know, it's not looked at wildly anymore to have a woman on a construction site.
No.
And a lot of these offices, you know, where the big things happen,
right,
that's run by women.
Absolutely. Yes, there's so many, you know, women that don't get the notoriety that they should. You know, Lauren's one of them, and you know, Lauren is actually our sales manager. She babysits quite a few salespeople, and I say that kiddingly, babysits them, but you know, there is a lot of babysitting that goes on. And you got to have tough skin to do that, because you know, with our sales force right now, it is all men. We have tried to influence more women to get into the construction industry, because I think when a lot of people think of the construction industry, they think right away, oh, they're going to swing a hammer.
Right.
Okay. So we have Kim, who is like our CFO. We have Jocelyn, that's our accounts receivable. We have Sam, who is our accounts payables. Then we have Ashley and Tam, who are our costing manager's assistant. So we have a lot of women that are behind the scenes that kind of make this thing go round for us. So that's very exciting. Plus, Jana was, you know, my right hand man for the longest time. It's kind of embarrassing to say on live TV right now, but I couldn't drive for a long time. So Jana drove me around and held my notebook and held my ladder when I had to get the ladder off the truck and I had to climb up get on a sketchy roof. That was Jana holding that ladder for me, or holding the other end of the dummy end of the tape measure and stuff like that. So there is a lot of, you know, great women that are in this industry that don't get a big enough shout out, that, you know, if it wasn't for you guys, we probably wouldn't be where we're at, just because of, you know, your organizational skills, or, you know, your communication skills. And sometimes we need something a little more finesse than, you know, us guys tend to be a little rammy with things.
Right.
And to have that woman touch, whether it be, you know, dealing with a difficult homeowner, or, you know, keeping, you know, things just organized around the office and stuff like that. And just so you know, and if we don't say it enough, we are grateful for you women that take care of us guys.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
You guys make us feel appreciated. I think most of the girls that work in the office, I think we feel appreciated.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you guys feel that way.
One of my favorite things is seeing the change in the guys in the field, as far as like the respect level. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like at first, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was probably kind of hard to get, especially our installers, to listen to what you're saying.
Right.
From you know what I mean, on a job site. You know, you got this chick down here telling them what to do, and it's like nowadays, you know, they actually respect you, and like to see that change, and even, you know, the guys in our shop and everything.
Yep.
You know, they respect her as an equal, and like that's super important, because
it is. That's
probably a little harder to earn as a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not even trying to be sexist or anything like that. Like,
right.
that's just how it is. You know what I mean? That your stereotypical construction company doesn't usually have women in the field. So, you know, when one shows up on the site, it's like...
It's becoming more and more prevalent today.
Absolutely, and it's good. You know, it's a good thing.
Yes, for sure. It really is. You know, and, you know, right now, the way things are, with finding good help and things of that nature. I'll be honest with you, it seems to be easier, and I don't know what it is about guys right now, but we'll run an ad looking for installers or mechanics of some kind, and when we ran that ad for a costing assistant or salespeople or whatever, it seemed like there was more women that applied for that job, and Lauren can agree with me on that. I mean, how many interviews? What was the ratio to men to women that applied for the job?
It was pretty equal, I feel like.
Oh, really? You think there was just as many men as there was women?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't remember any men.
No?
No, being interviewed.
Oh, that we actually interviewed?
Yes.
No, it was all women. I thought you meant applied. Yeah. No, it was all women.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's funny you say that because the guys that did apply never showed up for the interview.
Yeah.
They seriously, that was the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They never showed up. It was so crazy, but it seemed like there was more women. So I don't know. Guys need to step their game up a little bit here and get off the welfare or whatever, get off the couch and get to work here a little bit. I mean, the industry. Right now we need you and the younger generation. So, this is kind of like a 1-2 punch between, women in the industry and students. Hopefully you can become interested in getting in the industry. You know what I mean? We need more people. It takes all of us to do this. The average, worker right now is 55 years old?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So I feel like we've been kind of blessed between, our workforce of, the age ranges that we have and the amount of women that we do have in our company right now. I feel like we've been very fortunate, and I think a lot of that has to do with our culture as well.
Absolutely, man. I feel like we got a nice handful of in each age group.
Right.
We're gonna. I don't think we're really gonna have a problem where a whole chunk of guys is just gonna leave, because of age or anything like that. So
no, we have been fortunate, but that's just in the national average. The tradesman is 55 years old.
And I think something important in the trades is, they tell you one of the big things when you go into the trades is look for a mentor. Mm-hmm. And we have enough of them at our company.
Oh, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
that's a really good point. That is a great point.
I look to people like Glenn, Denny, Chuck on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Especially Denny, he reminds me a lot of my dad.
Right.
No
They're both
bullshit.
old school.
Yep,
Been in the industry their whole life.
And, Denny's philosophy is you're going to learn anything about this product or material, get out here and learn how to install it.
That's right.
Yep.
That's the best way to learn.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree.
Definitely when it comes to the trades, looking for a mentor so you can really learn. And we've got enough of them there at our company.
Absolutely. Willing to teach. That's a big thing. You got to have not only a mentor, but a mentor that can be patient and willing to teach you, the right way, the right and wrong way to do things, because there is a right and wrong way to do things.
Yes.
And you've learned so much since you started.
Oh yeah.
Here, and let's talk about the crazy time that you started. You left a nice job in the healthcare industry.
Corporate America, medical sales job.
Came and joined us, and I think the first week.
2 weeks
everything got shut down for COVID, and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? But that was probably the best thing that could have happened, because that's what put you in the position to be, right there with Ty, running all those sales appointments and actually learning from the horse's mouth exactly how he wants things to be done.
Yeah.
So, and that's even evolved.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Our process of doing things over these last 18 months has evolved so much.
Yeah.
And she's played a big part in that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Being able to be moldable and change.
Yes.
We got you going this direction. Now we're going to take a right turn and we're going to go this direction instead. So that's really important. And I honestly think that kind of trait and that ability to do that, you're going to find easier in a woman than you would a guy. Because guys are a little bit more hard-headed. We're a little more stubborn.
Right.
We know how to do it. This is the way that we want to do it. And it's hard to change that sometimes.
Absolutely. It is. And that's a good point too. Lauren did definitely play a big role in that. And for her, to help adapt to that situation, because things have been a little challenging over the past 18 months to 24 months. I mean, between the juggling act with the prices and stuff like that, always changing all the time, and already having contracts signed and trying to keep people healthy and keep them in a safe environment, and trying to make sure that our customers are in a safe environment, that they feel safe, that we're not bugging them too much. If there is an instance that we need to get in their home, the guys are wearing face masks and doing what they got to do so the homeowner, feels healthy and safe. And it has been a challenge. And I think, and that's one of the things that I think, if you're thinking about getting into the trades, you need to come with an open mind. You need to be able to think quick on your feet, and you need to be able to adapt to situations.
Yeah.
And Lauren fit that to the T, and like you said, early on, she was my assistant. So she rode with me to, I don't know how many appointments.
All summer.
Throughout the course of the day,
Yeah.
throughout the course of the week, and she was on the roof with me. I showed her how to, do it the old school way, not the roof aerial way. I showed her how to measure gutters, windows, siding, roofing. So like you said, she heard it right from the horse's mouth, the old school traditional way of measuring a roof up, that you don't always need to pull a roof scope. And I think a lot of homeowners really admire, in both instances, one, seeing a woman up on their roof, and two, just having someone actually come out and inspect their roof.
Right.
I think that's the difference, and that's what sets us apart from all other contractors, at least in our area. We will get in the attic. We will see if there's proper ventilation.
Right.
We will see if their basement, or their basement, that's a different topic. Their attic, the bathroom vent is not venting into the attic, that it is going outside into the fresh air. Things of that nature. I don't know how many times we've heard homeowners say, well, you're the first one that ever got on my roof. You're the first one that went into my attic to correct the issues of why I needed a roof to begin with.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing I tried to drive home to her is that, we're intake and ventilation, exhaust Nazis.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, the statistic I think is 90% of new homes being built today and over the past 20 years were built with inadequate ventilation. So it's really a no-brainer when you go out to these homes today, and especially in our area because it's really built up over the past 20 years. Okay, so when you go out to these homes, the ridge vent's too short. The soffit area is blocked off with insulation, so it's kind of a no-brainer. Even if they have vented soffit, you can't tell if that's ventilating correctly from the outside.
You got to get in the attic.
Yes, it's so deceiving. And the best way to do that, especially in a newer home that's been built over the past 15 years, crawl up in the crawl space, turn the attic light out, and if you see no light, there's probably an issue.
Ventilation,
Yeah. It's that easy.
That's a big one.
Absolutely.
And yeah, dude, like that's invaluable training. You know what I mean? Being able to get out there and do that, it would have been way different if you would have just came on and had to learn through online course or something, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We have the tools at our fingertips that we can do that through some of our partners. GAF. You remember the SGT, right?
Yeah. SVG?
SVG, that's what it is. I don't know why I always say SGT.
STDs?
Yeah.
Is that what Channel
Yeah.
Did Tina take her penicillin before she got here in Florida? We did warn you, Tina.
All you need is a Z-Pack.
They do have an urgent care here. In case you need it.
All you need is a Z-Pack.
Okay.
The Z-Pack
Glenn,
clears
you
everything
know
out.
all about that, ain't buddy?
Z-Pack clears
We don't
everything
even
out.
want to get on that
That's right.
subject.
Sorry.
But no, so like we have the tools at our fingertips to do it that way, but that hands-on training, nothing is better than physically getting on that roof, getting in there, seeing the issues firsthand, and being able to learn that way. At least in my opinion.
Anybody can go out and measure a roof and say, this is our, your roof's 15 squares, this is what we charge per square. Anybody can do that.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
to actually check what's going, why do you need a new roof? Other than just the fact that your shingles are 10 years old, you shouldn't need a new roof. There's something else going on other than just your shingles.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's
It's about
a poor
education.
install.
Man.
Most of it is that I think the codes were different back then, and I really don't think anyone knew any different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until like the technology had advanced to the point where you can actually test those kind of things today.
Or you go through the trials and errors of it. You know what I mean? You got sometimes you don't realize that there's a problem until the problems happen. And then they're like, well, wait a minute, this is an issue. We need to do this now. And I think a lot of the reason that in the housing industry, when these homes are built, there's a technical equation that's pretty serious. It's a pretty gnarly equation to figure out how much ventilation you need, and what types of ventilation.
Right.
A lot of times the installers and stuff that are out there, they're not educated on that to know exactly what's needed. I can tell you firsthand, our installers it's very easy if our supplier shorts a piece of ridge vent, my installer is not going to know.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be like, hey, we're one piece short here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times they just think, well, they evenly
center-
space it on
yeah,
the ridge.
we'll center it
you know
up.
what I mean?
And that's
or if the framers don't cut the ridge open enough.
Right.
You know, it's
Exactly.
very easy to mistake
Well,
that kind of stuff.
different ridge vents will allow ventilation for the amount of square footage too.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing too. You got to look into that. Like, what does each ridge vent equate? What the length of it
Yeah.
will allow the proper intake or exhaust.
Yeah, or too much ventilation.
you can
know what
have
I mean?
too
You
much
can have too
ventilation.
much.
Right.
Your air gets confused in there. That some people are like, well, I got these gable vents, I got vented soffit, I have the ridge vent, and I got this sweet attic fan, and it's like,
One of them's acting like an intake, which
Yeah.
it shouldn't. So your ridge vent or your gable vents are acting like an intake.
yeah,
And it's exhausting out the ridge vent. Well, that 3-foot section is the only section in your
right.
roof line.
You got that dead air underneath at the bottom.
Yeah, you got another 1,200 square foot of attic space that's not even ventilating because your gable vents aren't acting as exhaust. They're acting like an intake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are things that we've learned the hard way sometimes. And I think a lot of old school roofers didn't understand. I think everyone thought if you had a gable vent you were okay. And today even inspectors think that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That if you have gable vents, so let's say you got vented soffit with gable vents, that's still not good enough because again your gable vents are acting like intake. Or
Right.
you got to get a cross breeze for it to blow out the other end. That 3-foot section is the only area that's ventilating.
Yeah.
We can talk about that all night long.
Oh,
but,
absolutely.
but anyhow,
Ventilation's a big one.
so Glenn, let's hear about what are you most excited about, or what do you want to take from this?
I want to see some of these people speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right on.
Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I never came to nothing like this.
Awesome.
Just learn.
Yeah.
Might learn, multiple things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yep.
keeping open mind and listening to what
Absolutely.
everybody else has
Trying to
say.
keep up with the new technologies
Yes.
and things like
'Cause
that.
Like I said, everything changes.
I'm glad you wanted to come. I'm glad
every
you wanted to
every
come.
week something changes. There's a new product
Yep.
out and everything else.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, and honestly, man, you can never get too much motivation. I mean, and
No.
just some of the way that these guys can talk and they can, make you look at things a little bit differently.
Yes.
Really get the juices flowing and
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I would agree. I'm excited to see the actual people speak.
Yeah.
I feel like as far as the technology goes, I can see that kind of stuff on the internet, on that kind of stuff, but to actually physically get in front of some of these people speaking, that's where you can't get that online. You know what I mean? You can't watch a video. I mean, you can watch a video, but it's
Yes.
different. You know
Well,
what I
then
mean?
you
It's
might
different.
meet some people you emailed or talked to
Yes.
before through Facebook or
Right,
wherever.
right.
Actually get to meet people face to face.
Yeah.
Put a face with.
Right.
Yeah, we post in this in the roofing and solar community Facebook group. If anyone in there's watching, thank you for watching. And there's a guy in there that's going to be speaking here. His name's David Taggart. They call him the Roof Poppy. He owns a roofing company down in Texas, and he's real big on like the sales and solar and that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to see him.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of his videos on the weekend. He's a real laid back. He's just your typical guy. You know what I mean? You can just tell that he's authentic.
Right.
He gives it to you how it is. And he has a lot of really good nuggets. And that's just one of
Right.
the people. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
he's not even really like one of the big headliners either. It's just there's going to be some really really good knowledge down here, man.
Yes.
And not even all of it is even going to be roofing.
No.
No.
Some of them are inspirational speakers.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
John
So
Ma-
they may
John
not even
Maxwell.
say
Yeah,
anything
right.
about
He's-
installing a roof.
No.
I've
No.
been reading John Maxwell's books since I was in high school.
Right.
He's just
Yeah, he's
speaks
the
on
headliner.
leadership. Yeah. he's-
That's going to be great. He's like the Tony Robinson of his era.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, right.
I was I called my dad. I'm like, I forgot to tell you he was going to be here. I'm like, John Maxwell. He's like, that's cool as shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I'm
Yeah.
glad you heard of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. There's a lot, the list goes on and on and on of the people that'll be here. And like you said, so there's breakout meetings on leadership. There's breakout meetings on like management, insurance, how to do insurance claims, supplements. The insurance companies will be here, not the insurance company, but the adjusters and people that help you with the claims. They'll be here and they'll be at the expo. So there's going to be a lot of people that we can speak to after the conference. Like if we have questions, like Lauren, I'm sure you got hundreds of questions.
Oh yeah, I bought
on,
a
like,
new notebook just for this.
Right. So like, what happens when you come up against an insurance company that doesn't want to cover, like that doesn't care about the manufacturer's warranty. You know what I mean? Because I've heard that the insurance company's only worried about, the local codes. Well, how do you deal with that situation when they don't really care about the shingle manufacturer's warranty? You know what I mean? Or whatever the question might be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm sure you got hundreds of them. So the people that you need to speak to will be here. You know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. And then, our boys from RoofScope.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The guys that have helped us scale, and I know in our costing department, especially with new construction. So the difference between RoofScope and like an Eagle View or a Hover or an E360, the coolest thing about them and why we use them so much is because of our new construction.
Yeah.
They actually do blueprint takeoffs for you. So instead of doing it like manually like we used to do it, or with Plan Swift and drawing it up and missing something, well, RoofScope, you send them your plans, they have like a 95% accuracy. I don't know if you've ever done a takeoff before, but I don't know if I've ever gotten it 100%. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's it's almost impossible to get it. And honestly, I don't think we've ever had one that was actually botched up to the point where we had lost money or anything like that along those lines. But that's the really cool thing about RoofScope is that they do our not just roofing aerials and siding and gutters, and many more. I think stucco, paint, masonry, and some other things like that we don't use. But they do a whole lot of stuff. Plus the Pro Docs that they have. I was digging around in there the other day, and actually after you saw me digging around, I got back in there. There's like so much more that thing does.
Really?
Yes, their Pro Docs. I really like that. So JP needs to get on the ball and get that to integrate in there.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but along with the roofing aerials, and I know Vic is looking forward to meeting Chris, and I let him know, and he was like,
I'm looking
anytime.
forward to that too.
Yeah.
And that's super clutch. Being able to do the prints like that, because I mean, if anyone doesn't realize when you get a blueprint for a new construction home, let's just take a Prescott for example, right? We do a home for one of our builders. It's a Prescott model. It can have 7 different elevations. Each of those elevations have 12 different options.
Right.
And to sit down and put man hours, with a ruler or in front of a computer, trying to get all those different options and elevations and everything equated into a number. Sometimes you don't have much time from the time you receive those blueprints till you actually got to do an install. So, that's an invaluable for us. We realized and it wasn't even that long ago that we realized like this makes much more sense for us.
Absolutely.
Let's just get them in. We'll send them out.
Not just financially, but time wise and efficiency. Vic, what's the longest you ever had to wait for an entire home plan? And I'm talking a whole home plan like you were speaking about. Like the different elevations and everything. What's the longest you ever had to wait to get one?
Roofing and siding?
Yes.
Roofing comes back fairly quickly, maybe 3 to 4 days.
Tops.
Siding, depending on the size, could be a week.
Oh, really? Okay.
But
I didn't realize it was quite that long, but...
But I want to interject something with all this you guys are bringing up. Since I deal with this on a daily basis, for me to have RoofScope, man, the cost effective, the time management for me alone, it frees me up to do all the other things I need to be doing.
Right.
Instead of sitting in front of a computer on Plan Swift.
Right. Right.
Something that big, like you said, Chris, that could take me a week to do.
Yeah.
In between all the other things that come up.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's no way that you can say that you can invest that entire week into that.
Right.
And number one, have it 95% accurate and get all your other stuff that we need on a daily basis. Shortage of materials. I'm not getting paid on this purchase order. This, you know what I mean? All the problems that arise from the amount of volume that we do. Right. To have your 100% focus. It's kind of like when you have 40 tasks, you can be good at 40 tasks, but you're not going to be great at all of them. You know what I mean?
Mediocre.
Right. Absolutely. So it's better. We found that it's better to be able to free that up. Any little bit that we can free up to get him working on that kind of stuff, it was just a game changer. Man.
Yeah.
And they're great to work with too. So
they are our sales guy or whatever you want to call him, our account manager. What's that?
Our rep.
Our rep.
Yeah.
Yes. because he's definitely not like a salesperson. He's definitely our partner in crime. That, like you said, they're so easy to work with. But now we have builders. The builders have confidence in our takeoffs now as well. Not that they didn't before, but because we can turn them out so quickly, like we've helped builders actually, be more efficient themselves because now their POs are more accurate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Gemcraft leans on us to get their stuff right.
Right.
On the same home that they've built for the past 25 years, they still haven't been able to get it right because they're manually doing takeoffs. Like for whatever reason, you just missed something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Return
It's
walls,
human error.
reverse
You know what
gables,
I mean? It's
up and
human error.
overs.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's jogs, especially on townhomes and things of that nature. Send it off to Roof Scope.
And what also that does too is it's helping them.
Yes.
Us using Roof Scope is helping them because now what that does is free me up to look at those POs.
Yes.
And say,
Something's wrong.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's fix
It's
Yeah.
been a game changer for us.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, how easy is it to miss the dotted line on the end of the house where they show
Right.
the optional soffit on the side, on the rake?
Right on.
You know what I mean? Very easy. And that's, 17 by 2 foot.
Right.
Yes.
That's a lot of shingles you're short. That's drip edge you're short. That, you know what I mean? Like that matters. That all that little
Absolutely.
steps, multiply that by the amount of volume that you
Right.
do. It's a game changer, man. And they're so accurate. And like I said, it's just an invaluable service. So
It is.
anyone out there that runs any kind of new construction, we definitely recommend you guys check out Roof Scope.
Or retail. They
yeah.
they do the same thing
Yeah,
as Eagle
absolutely.
View.
So it's not just new construction,
No.
but that's why we like them so
Yes.
much. Not the only reason, but that's one of the big reasons
Yeah,
why we like them
for
so
sure.
much.
It's definitely one of the bigger reasons because of the time efficiency and the money that we save. Because think about it, I'd have to hire 5 more estimators with the amount of work that we do in a weekly,
Easily.
monthly, yearly basis. We wouldn't be able to bid anything. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. You get one blueprint that's got 8 different elevations. Okay, I don't know how many different home plans
Yeah.
with just the one. Okay,
Yeah, there's
It
60,
would
70
take-
pages sometimes.
It would
man.
take Vic a week to do one of them. These guys are turning out, we send them 10, 15 at a time, and in a week we get them back.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? As
that's
long as we
serious,
have
man.
that week. But I mean, it's just amazing the team that they have over there. I don't know how they get it done. But we do appreciate you guys over at Roofscope. Thank you guys
Absolutely.
very much for helping us grow, being a great partner of ours. And we're not afraid now to go out and bid more work because that was that was definitely one of our biggest issues is that we just couldn't turn out estimates quick enough.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Vic's bidding on some commercial stuff right now with Harkins. We feel very confident about it because, with the help of Roofscope and other things. So whether Vic did those takeoffs manually, he didn't have to worry about the production work that we had coming in, so he could focus more on the Harkins job, you know what I mean, and not worry about the Ryans and the Lennars and the K-Hoffs and Gemcrafts that are coming down the pipe like nonstop rapidly. The 15 to 30 POs, probably double that come in a day's time.
Yep.
And we like to go through them with a fine tooth comb, and it's something we didn't do for a long time. I
Right.
mean, we went off of what the purchase order said. We never questioned it. And the thing is that we never took into consideration, once we drive that first nail, basically that purchase order is a contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you
we
accepted
agreed.
that was
Yep.
right.
We agreed to it. So if their purchase order was off 3 squares, and let's talk about like a 10 or 15 unit townhome, okay? Each unit's off 2 squares. That's 10 to 15 squares of shingles that were short.
Yeah.
Or let's say we're doing the takeoff ourselves, and let's say that we were over. Hell, that could be 12 squares of shingles over.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it can go either way, and to have that accuracy from Roofscope, it's like the fear of like, oh shit, is this right or is this wrong? Is this like they have removed that anxiety for us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Lauren, from a sales point of view, how uncomfortable would you feel? Let's just say, for example, you're working with a homeowner. They're kind of tight on funds. They really had to go back and forth with their budget and all that kind of stuff to see if they could fit a roof in. And we show up, we put the roof on, and we got 10 extra squares of shingles on the roof.
Yeah.
That's an uncomfortable conversation. You know what I mean?
So
Because
a lot of times
that's a lot of money's difference.
They're looking to see what's. I've had people
Yeah.
even when they see one bundle of shingles. Am I paying for that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
you can have it.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Right.
Yep, it's yours.
Yeah.
I
Right.
just want to interrupt real quick. Hi, Kennedy. I seen your text in here. I hope you're having fun at Grammy's house. But that, I mean, that's invaluable, and that's a tough conversation, and just that little bit right there to take that off of our salespeople. You know, the pressure of making sure that these things are right. We just know that when we send it out, it's going to be right.
Yeah.
So
I have the utmost confidence that when it goes out and it comes back,
right.
the numbers are there. I don't even have to worry
Yeah.
about it. Don't even
Yeah.
don't even have to think about it.
Yeah,
That's
and
good
it
stuff.
lets us, you know, it gives our builders and stuff on the new construction side confidence when we come to them and say, hey, your purchase order is 2 square over. You need to take 2 square off that.
Right.
I mean that's being honest.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they love that.
And it's,
So
you're right, because it's not always the shortage. It
right,
we
it's
just went
it
through
works
before
both
Mark.
ways. Yes,
Yeah.
100
So-
extra squares on a
Yeah.
townhome.
Yeah.
Right.
100. That's
100.
not a misspoken. Tyler can speak firsthand. Giovanni and all those guys had to hand offload them
And
100
that started- And that
squares
started with the roof scope.
off a
of that
10 pitch
building.
roof, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
All I had to do was look it up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And they have helped us create a database.
Oh yeah.
So that's even more exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's duplicatable for us in other areas where we're working for the same builder in different states. Now we have access to our server, you know, so when they're building those same home types and
Yeah.
styles in Virginia, basically because most builders are building the same, sometimes a little bit different, but that database is duplicatable for us no matter where we're
Absolutely.
at. We can be in Florida working,
Absolutely.
we can be in the Carolinas working, we can be in Virginia or Delaware, Maryland, and it's the same.
Yeah. I mean, it saves me time.
Absolutely.
I went from having to spend 15 to 20 hours a week ordering materials on roofs for weekly orders. I can do an order in a minute 30 seconds now. You know what I mean? You just tell me what the elevation is. I look up in my system. It takes me longer to actually type in the emails and that kind of stuff that I'm sending them to than it does to actually put the order together.
And
So
just to put it out there, man, it's been a big help having Tim and now Ashley,
Yes,
because
for
really
sure.
they're the ones behind all this, man.
Right.
yep.
Yeah.
You know, they're working, and let me tell you something, they're like policing those POs, man, like they belong.
Cam and
there.
Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
No doubt.
It's
brother.
definitely a noticeable difference, man.
Yeah.
It's a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, RoofScope's going to be there at RoofCon. They got a big booth.
Yep.
There's some other big players that are going to be there. GAF's going to be there, right?
I didn't see any setup.
You didn't see a setup?
I didn't. No. I don't know if they backed
They're
out.
a sponsor of RoofCon.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they would
Gotcha.
Yeah.
show
Gotcha.
an act.
Yeah, that's true. I know
They're
Job
still pretty-
Nimbus will be here. I don't even know who all is going to be here.
Yeah, we're going to find out. We're going to try to go
Yeah.
live a little bit from there.
Yeah,
maybe tomorrow
for sure.
or
You
Friday,
said
one
Job
of the days.
Nimbus will be here.
Yeah.
Is Job Progress?
No.
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 Yeah.
No. Nimbus. Yeah. I looked for a list to see what all the vendors or sponsors or whoever was going to be here, and I couldn't find one.
Vic's out of juice over there.
Yeah, juice.
Sneak around the other
Honestly,
door over there.
GAF
in
might
the
not be
refrigerator.
here because of COVID. That
Probably.
they have
Yeah.
very strict.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The higher
because
ups.
you were saying at the IRE they had a booth set up, but they didn't have it manned. They didn't even have anyone at it.
No.
So
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a bummer.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be exciting, man.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to actually getting in there tomorrow. It opens up at 8:30. We're going to be there most of the day.
Yeah.
Between listening to the speakers and hopefully being able to exchange. They got the when you registered for RoofCon, they gave you a link for an app for like a really cool business card app that you
Yeah.
can like bump with other people and it
Repcap.
gives gives you can make like a little bio and everything. And
Yeah.
put, link videos and that kind of stuff to it. So
Yeah.
curious to see how many business cards we can exchange.
Ooh,
and
and
Did you
before
guys
I
remember
forget,
yours?
what?
Your business
I want
cards.
to do a big shout out to.
I didn't.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
You would.
I
See,
did.
women in construction.
Yes, there you go.
See, us
Yeah.
guys, I don't have no
Right.
business cards.
Right.
I left mine in my truck.
Yeah.
I normally would because I keep them in my glove box in my truck, but
Yeah. Well.
that's sitting at BWI
forgot.
right now.
You're
So
not here.
What is it? Oh,
my business cards.
that's not good.
Yep. I have my digital business card though. So.
That's all that matters.
Yep.
That's probably better than a.
It
paper.
honestly is.
Yeah.
It is because it
Right.
tells them when our show is.
Right.
Come back.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, before I forget, Roofers in Recovery will be here as well.
Yeah.
Which plays a big role and there's 2 speakers that will be speaking, maybe more than that, but I noticed, I think on the last day, that'll be good. We got to watch them at Win the Storm Challenge, and it was pretty intense, pretty emotional, pretty inspiring. I must say. So you would be surprised how many roofers are in recovery, and you know they'll be talking about the stigma of addiction. So that'll be good. That'll be very influential for those of you or us that are in recovery. There's Wayne Sweeney. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Big proud supporter of TC Backer and Company.
Yeah, man.
We always appreciate everything you do for the community and partner up with us on certain projects. So we appreciate you. But
Yeah, for sure, man.
what else? What else you want to talk about here?
Why does everybody think you look burnt?
I think it's
I
just
think
a light
it's
hitting my head.
It does look like he's burned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he's right under the light.
Yeah, I am right on the light. I'm really not. I'm not burnt.
probably burning up.
We definitely got to talk a little bit about the 21 Turkey Salute that we got
Yes.
coming up. It's going to be the 100th episode of Behind the Tool Belt. That's approaching fast.
Yeah, it is.
If anyone wants to participate, you know, donate, contribute in any kind of way, need information, we have a Facebook page that we created for it. Vic's going to pop it up on you guys' screen right now. It's at 24 Penn Street, which is right across the street from Penn Market, between Market and what is that, Duke? Between
Yeah.
Market and Duke. That's going to be on the 24th of November, Thanksgiving Eve. It's going to be great, man. We're doing 60 turkeys this year. We did 30 last year. We're doing 60 this year.
Yep.
We're shutting the entire street down. We're trying to get some live music. It's just going to be a blast. So even if you don't have the ability to contribute, just come down and hang out. I mean, it's the whole TC Backer family is going to be there.
Yeah,
from
come
the
down,
workers
get a
to-
plate, get something to eat, help us out, whatever. Just come down and hang out. It'll be a good night. Like you said, it's the day before Thanksgiving. Wayne said lock him in. You're definitely locked in. And there's Bucky. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for watching. And team player. He's our newest member of the team in our sales that is under Lauren's command. And I think Lauren's done a great job with him, and he's caught on very quickly. Thank you, Bucky, for all that you do, and Vic. I see he's watching too. Can't wait to pick turkeys. But yeah, that'll be great. So, in case you're just tuning in or you haven't heard of the 21 Turkey Salute, so what happens is we deep fried last year. Actually, 21 turkeys at the same exact time. It's pretty wild to watch. And so if you want to just come down and check that out, we're going to do 22. 20 was the world record, Guinness Book of World Record. And I think, what's the American? Because that's the Guinness is the European world record. But there's an actual American something world.
23.
23? Okay.
23 is the record for the American one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was looking for the
Split
name
up
of
to
what,
24.
you know, there's the
Why
Guinness
not just
Book of
Yeah.
World Records. So there's something American Book of
Right.
World Records that we also had beat, I think.
I'll have that info for next week.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have more info on that next week, but we're going to do 22 this year, which will beat, you know, the Guinness Book of World Records and I think the American record too. But we're going to end up doing 60 total, not at the same time. So we're going to do like 22, 20, and like 18 or something like that, which
Yeah.
will equal 60 turkeys, or 62 or whatever that was.
Right.
But yeah, we're totally looking forward to it. We're going to have over, I don't even know how many pounds of food, but we're going to keep a little better track of that this year because I know we were right around 1,000 pounds of food last year. But obviously with the turkeys, and I think we rounded up, you know, like 20, 30 turkeys times 17 pounds or something like that. And then we tried to figure out like how many boxes of mashed potato that we actually purchased and things like that. But we're going to definitely, with Tam's help, be able to keep better track of like exactly how many pounds. And Janet actually ended up purchasing like 240 pies, but we're going to have to like double down on that. She said we got them at Walmart. I suggested we should probably get them at Dottie's, but she said that Walmart was like very helpful and super excited to help us out with that. So we might stick with that because we're already putting enough pressure on Dottie's to help us, you know, with the turkeys and stuff like that. And Pastor Joel wants to cover half that expense of the turkeys and so many other people. Matt Bracken, who's a buddy of mine, His HR lady's going to be reaching out to me. They want to get involved with it somehow. Him and his daughter actually helped pick turkeys last year. They got a lot of notoriety, with YDR and that YouTube guy that came by and filmed us. So they'll be there this year. I know Alan Tyson and his entire family, David KX and all those guys will be there, and JD Stern, who helped us last year, him and his team will be there again this year to help us out. So a big shout out to Stern Movers. Great kid, very.
Yeah, they did a great job last year.
Yeah, man, great kid.
That was such a relief to not have that stress.
Right.
That morning.
Yeah.
Set all that stuff up.
Absolutely.
They did a great job with that.
Yeah.
And they came back and tore down.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep. So he's totally super psyched. I just ran into him on Thursday last week, and he tracked me down. I was like, look, I want to be a part of it. I was like, dude, you're in. We were talking about setting up at 9 a.m. I really feel like we should probably get down there a little sooner than that. Get the pots set up, get the fire extinguishers out, get the oil in, get it fired up, have it ready. That way we can drop our first batch of turkeys no later than 11. I'm thinking more like 10:30. Then by 11:30, dump pull them out, dump the second batch.
Right.
Then hopefully by 1 o'clock we can dump the third batch. And that should hopefully keep that flow go a little better than, we dropped them all and pulled them all out, and then we did a couple more, but then we picked them so quick. Christ, we were done in 2 hours. We just
ran
didn't
out of
even,
food.
yeah, we ran out of food. So we definitely don't want to do that this year. So that's why we're kind of doubling what we did last year in hopes that maybe we'll have a little bit left over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we can donate that to the well.
Absolutely.
We got the mission that's right across
Right
the
across
street.
the street.
There's plenty of places for it.
Before I get just a reminder that next week we're going to be starting the contest for naming the turkey.
Oh yeah, that's right. So that neat little turkey that was on the flyer that we popped up here a little bit ago, we're going to be having a contest on naming the turkey. So we're going to have a place that you guys can go to submit your ideas for what we should name him, and I guess we'll have some kind of prize for whoever comes up with the name.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
But I mean, my vote's going to be we're going to call it Glenn.
Yeah,
that's
thinking the same exact thing.
I was going to throw Chuck under the bus. I was going to
Dude, you're going to be wearing the turkey suit, so I feel it's right that he should be named Glenn. But I can't put a vote in. So
Glenn with 1 or 2 N's.
we'll give him one N.
Okay,
We'll
just
give
to
him
make it
one
a little bit different.
Yeah, a little
That's
different.
the song, man. At least give it to 2 ends.
Right? Good stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think a lot of people are looking forward to it, man. I don't know how many people I've had reach out to me and asked us if we needed help. Just good stuff, and it's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, and with the outpour of everyone wanting to help, don't take it personally, guys. If you reach out to help and we don't have a spot for you to actually get your hands dirty, we have a lot of people. Just with the TC Backer employees. So, like I said, don't feel offended or think that we don't want your help.
Yeah.
There's just so many people that are just in our immediate circle,
Right.
That are going to be there, that are going to hopefully take care of everything.
Right.
So, worst case scenario, just come and hang out, enjoy yourself, have a good
Yeah,
time. Bring your
just show
kids.
up and help out. I mean, that's really all you can do. Just right now, I can't think of anything that we need. I think for the most part, mostly everything's covered. Now Drew is getting involved again this year. He's got some people that will help us out with the mashed potatoes and stuffing and things like that. So hopefully, I think we got that covered. The turkey should be covered. The oil should be covered. The pots, the burners. The only thing that I'm thinking of that we're going to need help with again this year is propane. So anyone out there listening has any propane bottles? If you want to donate something, donate propane. I don't care if you even go and buy new tanks. I would actually prefer new tanks. We had someone last year donate an older tank that had the valve that was a little bit rusted out that actually leaked on us. We caught it before anything happened, but I heard it. I heard it leaking. So we turned it off, hooked up a new tank. But just make sure if you're going to help donate tanks, make sure they're either new or fairly new.
Right.
That they're not all rusted out and they're per the new because I've seen some old ones that have like the small valve on it.
Yeah.
Make sure they have the updated valve on it.
Yeah. Let's give a big shout out also to the mayor of York.
Yes.
For allowing us to shut the street down.
Yeah.
The commissioner. They both made an appearance last year. Hopefully they'll come out again, have some turkey this year. But just for allowing us to have the event. Like I said, shutting the street down. That's pretty cool.
That is
they're
cool.
willing to do that.
That is very cool.
Shout out to you guys if you guys are watching.
Yes.
Does Tommy have a picture for us this week?
He didn't send me one.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Belmont Bean will be there as well. Jason.
Oh
Worley.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Belmont,
He'll
big
be
shout
handing
out to
coffee.
Jason Worley. He's going to be there with his coffee, his famous, Belmont Bean coffee, which is one of TC Backer's favorite coffees. I think that we drank the shit out of that for weeks after that. He donated a lot of coffee, and there was some left over. He wants to be actually a little more involved this year than he was last year. Not that he wasn't involved.
Yeah.
I just think we threw it at him so quick. He didn't know what to expect, but he really pulled through.
It was like the week before or something like that.
Not even, man. I don't even think it was. I think it was days before.
Yeah.
But he definitely pulled through for us on that aspect. And I think this year, hopefully, he's a little more prepared because we gave him more time to think about it. But so big shout out to Belmont Bean down on Belmont Street, York, PA. Check him out. He just had, I think, 2-year birthday anniversary for Belmont Bean. So congratulations on the 2-year anniversary. I know it's not been easy, especially with COVID, because think about that. He just opened up as soon as shit shut down.
Right.
So congrats for being able
To
to.
be able to not only make it through, because I mean, what's the statistic on brand new business startups? How many fail in the first 2 years? You know what I mean?
A lot.
Throw COVID in that mix, where you're shutting restaurants down, and
Yeah,
you
not good.
can't have indoor seating and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man.
So that just shows a lot of not only your business model, but your persistence to be able to fight through that and
Right on.
mold to the circumstances and everything as a brand new business.
Right
so
on.
kudos to you, man.
Yeah. So Glenn wants to give a big shout out to Marky and Tabitha.
Yes.
Yes. They
Yeah.
did an awesome job. In
Yeah,
Yeah.
these things are fresh, Marky. And once again, we don't give you much time to get the shit done.
No.
I think Ty just has a sick obsession with watching you sweat. So
Well,
that's just
that's
my opinion, man.
I'm not going to say anything, but he did pull through for us once again in a clutch situation. So Tabitha, Marky, thank you guys both.
Thank you guys.
For pulling through for us once again. The new threads look great. We love you guys for that. They've always been a huge partner of ours. I can't thank you guys enough, and I should call you more, and not only when I need something. So I do apologize for not calling you to see how you're doing, other than calling you to say, hey, can you do something for me? But I just want you to know I do appreciate you, brother, and thank you for everything, for your mentorship, for your friendship, for just always being there for me and listening to me when I'm down and out. So thank you, buddy.
He's a big player in our
Absolutely.
circle.
Yes,
you know
he
what I mean?
is.
In our bubble, we like to talk about,
Yep.
in the local York community.
Yeah,
He's
man.
a big player, does a lot for the community, and he's a very good person to model how to treat people. You know what I mean? He treats people with respect. He's real big into the youth sports and that kind of stuff, and
Right.
I always rave about youth sports in general. You know what I mean?
Right.
The valuable lessons you can get from that kind of stuff.
Right
And
on.
with him being a coach as long as he was, I feel like that he plays that kind of into his business
Right.
as well.
Yeah, man.
And the importance of having good relationships with people and treating
Yeah.
the people that get you to where you are.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, just kudos to you, brother.
So
yeah,
John's kicking some facts out here. I thought it was 5 years.
50%
Yeah.
faltered. Yeah, that's crazy. 20% in the first year.
Yep.
I wonder what the statistics through COVID were. How many
Yeah.
businesses failed
Yeah, man.
that were started up within the first year, before COVID started or something like that.
It's hard to
I'd be
say.
curious to see that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, look at all the businesses that were around for 20, 30, 40 plus years just in York
Yep.
that closed their doors because of this. So, that means a lot, I
Yeah.
think.
Alan Tyson said he likes your long sleeves. Coroni.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, those shirts are nice, man.
Yeah. Cool. Well, great. What an awesome episode.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody tuning in every week. Alan Tyson, thank you guys for everything. I like what he had to say here. He said it's what we do. When we come together, we make shit happen. You know what I mean? What we can't do by ourselves, we can do together, man. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
fact. We prove that every
Yeah.
week, every day. We continuously prove that. And I also, real quick before we log off here, I want to give a shout out specifically to my guys that are working in the field in Maryland. I appreciate you guys. You guys have been killing it the last 2 days without me there. I can't say enough, man. The problem solving that's been going on, you guys being able to mold around just being able to talk to me on the phone, not seeing me in the morning. I really appreciate you guys. We had some hiccups this morning, and you guys just figured it out. You know what I mean? And so that just speaks a lot. You know, the confidence that you guys have in each other, that I have in you guys.
Well, that's
and I
the
appreciate
team. That's your team. You know what I'm saying? And that's good stuff.
Give
And
Bucky
everyone.
a woo, Ty. Give him a woo.
Maybe over maybe
That was
tomorrow.
weak.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I haven't had enough Red Bull, and we are working on a sponsorship, by the way. So if Red Bull's out there watching, don't make us cheat on you, because we can definitely start drinking Rockstar, but we choose not to for now. So if anyone out there either works at Red Bull or knows someone that works at Red Bull, give them my email.
Yep.
Right? Hook us up.
We do call everyone rock stars around the place.
That's
so.
right. So
Yeah.
anyhow,
Hey,
Yeah.
before we
big shout
sign
out to
off-
Red Bull. We couldn't do this without you. Thank
Before
you.
we sign off, I just want to say something. My oldest daughter, Tiffany Yori Brown, is on here, and I think this is actually the first time
Ever?
that she commented.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say if this
Big
is the
shout
first
out to
time
her,
she's
man.
been on our show,
I think
then
so. I don't know. Oh, she's been on there. She's just
okay,
never commented.
she's
never
lucky
commented.
because I was gonna give her shit. And say
What's
something
going on,
really
Tiffany?
nasty.
Thank you for commenting.
Yeah.
I know that you watch, but thank you for commenting and participating.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Way to go,
Hold
Vic.
on. There we go.
And listen, another note, guys, if there's anything that you guys would like to, would like us to talk about from RoofCon, if
Yeah.
anyone has any questions about the event,
Absolutely.
about anything that goes on there, reach out to one of us in our inbox, or make sure that you hit the bell for notifications when we go live, so that
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
way you can be a part of our show when we do go live from there. Throw your questions in
Yes.
there as well.
Yeah.
I'd
Love
absolutely love to have
Me
things
too.
that I need to look for you guys.
Yeah, get engaged with us a little bit. Let us know that you like watching us. Throw some questions at us. Get engaged. We couldn't do this without any of you guys that are watching us. Like Gio's on there. We couldn't do Alan and his family and all of our significant others and John Stout, for everybody on there. We couldn't or wouldn't do this without you guys. So anyone's got a question about what did we see, or like earlier we were talking about, like Lauren, I know she's got a ton of questions for the PAs that she's going to meet tomorrow, and so if anyone's got a question, that's whether if it's industry related or a personal question or whatever, or want to rehash one of our old episodes, have a question, if we mentioned something that you didn't quite understand, you want us to kind of review what it was, I mean, by all means, post it in the comments, message us, whatever, reach out to us. I mean, we're always going live every week. It's not real hard to get a hold of one of us, so reach out, get involved a little bit, and be a part of the team.
Yes, absolutely. So hopefully see you guys tomorrow or Friday, whatever day we go live.
Yep.
We'll see you guys then. And I guess this is it. Everyone
That's it.
enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
And see you guys next week. Next week we will be what's going on next week, Vic? What's happening next week?
Ooh, you caught me off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Next week? What's next week, honey?
Next week
We
for
got
the
a
show.
guest.
Next week for the
Episode
show.
94. We'll have a guest, Kevin Kelly with Certainteed Siding. Will actually be on site at the studio, so that'll be a kick-ass episode. So get your questions ready, okay? And don't be afraid to bust his balls and talk about product availability, the pricing, whatever. You got any questions? Bring it up. Hopefully he's got some good answers for you, and maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel with.
Right.
I don't know. We're going to find out. So that's why we're bringing the man, the myth, the legend,
Yes.
Kevin
We're
Kelly.
going to drill him on here.
He's coming
We're
in.
going to get you guys answers.
Yeah, man. We're going to drill down in
No,
it.
we're just kidding, Kevin. If you're watching, man, it's not
Oh,
gonna
hell
happen.
no. We're not kidding. Okay? We're going to bust your ass until you give the goods up. All right? So, anyhow.
Kevin Kelly's coming on the show next week.
Yes, sir. Yep. Kevin Kelly. Yep. Good job, Vic. Good job, Vic. That's why we brought you, buddy. Couldn't do this without you, bro. Like, for real. We couldn't do this
Yeah,
without you.
absolutely not, man.
Yes.
Absolutely not. So yeah, everyone enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you for watching.
Yes.
See everyone next week for episode 94, 7 p.m.
Boom.